Yo, welcome back to another reaction video. Today we've got something a bit different. We've got a tech-related video. This is a $200 gaming PC in 2023. So what this is, we've got our boys, the Toasty Bros. I've been watching them on and off for a while. They're quite a well-known like tech channel. They do great content, and yeah, we're going to be reacting to them. They're doing a $200 gaming PC in 2023, and of course, this will be linked down below, so if you guys want to go check them out, if you want to keep up to date with tech and just cool video concepts like this, it's a good place to go. Obviously, we'll be talking about it as we go and all that jazz. It's a bit of a different content. If you like this sort of stuff, let me know down below. If this isn't the sort of stuff people want to see, then maybe we won't do a video like this again. But I'm really into watching this sort of content, so this is why I thought we'd do something a bit different,
Series S is half the price. Really?
You can also play Apex on an Xbox Series S.
Since when? Wait, what? Since when did Seth Rogen make PC videos?
At this point, if you're a casual gamer, buy an Xbox.
X would be so much better.
Series S.
Good job.
So if you don't know what's going on right now, obviously they're going through a lot of the old comments, talking about, obviously a lot of it's about the consoles, about different prices, because the Xbox Series S at, was it $200 or $250? Is a really good value for price performance if you want to get into next-gen gaming at a very low price. In terms of, you won't get high resolutions, but it's got solid 1080p gaming for like low costs. You know what I mean? So I think that's the sort of vibe that they're trying to do for this PC. But we'll see how it goes. Because obviously, a gaming PC for $200, I don't know. I don't know if I'd want to play on a gaming PC for $200. That's like what, 165, 170 pounds if you're UK. I don't know, man. We'll see.
$40, you can get an Xbox Series S.
Get an Xbox Series S for $250 at sale, and you're set the next 3 to 4
Well,
years.
you know what? We hear you guys, but today we're not listening to any of that because we believe the PC gaming experience is just that much better, no matter the budget, and we're going to show you with this $200 PC. But first, a word from today's sponsor. Are you tired of your unactivated Windows install on your gaming PC? Well, today's video sponsor, GVG Mall, has you covered. GVG Mall is an online marketplace to gain access.
Cool little sponsor, but it doesn't really help me.
Copy.
Next purchase of a
CPU, motherboard, RAM combo. So this is an eBay combo. So this is similar to what we would do on eBay, AliExpress, Alibaba, Wish. You can buy these CPU motherboard.
So you've got an Intel i5 4600. That's what, 4th gen with 16 gigabytes of DDR3 RAM. That's not. I mean, obviously there's no real upgrade path here. Like nothing incredible. But in terms of just general gaming, like, it shouldn't be awful. Obviously, $200, again, you can't expect the world, right? But it's definitely like a 4th gen i5 is going to be a bit when it comes to gaming. I've got a 5th gen i7 in my streaming PC. And even, I mean, to be fair, it was a solid gaming, it was my initial gaming PC. I got it back in 2015, and it was solid. It was very, very good for at the time. One of the top end. I had that with the Fury X, which was on par or roughly comparable to the GTX 980 Ti at the time.
RAM combos. Now, this isn't one of those typical Xeon ones where they try to remanufacture stuff. This is all original. This is vintage, antique, if you will.
Antique?
So this is basically a Micro
old.
ATX H81 motherboard, and underneath this cooler is an i5 4460, which is a 4-core 4-thread. And in all honesty, the i5's pretty much were the exact same from 2nd gen.
A 4-core CPU. I don't think was there many 4 cores. I don't think there was there? There's a load of obviously dual cores. A triple core was obviously quite common. Dual cores obviously were very common for a long time, especially in older Intel systems. But a 4-core should offer, I reckon, the performance, especially on older titles, will be pretty solid.
All the way up until about 7th gen, were just 4-core 4 threads, and yeah, you kind of just got what you got with them. But we do have DDR3 RAM since this is just 4th gen, and in this specific combo, I think we got some kinks. It looks like 16 gigs.
Yep.
Probably just 1600 megahertz, maybe even slower. Doesn't really matter. I mean, it's dual channel. It's old. You kind of get what you get. But this whole combo was around $59. Now, the one drawback, and you're going to see is very common, is no I/O shield included. A lot of times, people just...
Now, I obviously personally haven't done any price checking, but that combo, so for a 4th gen i5 with 16 gigs of RAM and a motherboard, was it $50? That's pretty solid. Again, I know it's extremely old set, so it's not like, no one's going to be really wanting it, but at that price, That's a good chunk of your PC already there for $50. That's really good.
I guess pull these out of pre-builds and stuff like that, and sometimes the IO shields aren't removable, or they genuinely just forget them, because if we're being honest, this will work without the IO shield. Now, you can make your own out of cardboard, metal, whatever. We kind of just choose to, we just think it's a lot of extra work. We just put it in as is, and basically, you just have a little bit of void space, but it does not affect anything. It doesn't hurt airflow, it doesn't hurt performance or anything. The only real caveat is it's a little bit less aesthetic.
Just like this motherboard, the color scheme is very retro, ancient, as you might say.
Brown, yeah. Get some brown sleeve cables for it.
Oh, brown,
Brown sleeve
yellow,
cables, oh my
man. When I bought it, they were black, so I don't know why they're red if it is red. Get over it and find out.
You know what? Yeah, okay, screw it. Because I'm like, look at the picture of this. There's no way.
Already though, a $200 PC and it's got a 500 gig SSD. It's not an NVMe, but that's really good. Off the bat, a 500 gig SSD, just for general, I guess for you can put some games on it of your OS. That's actually not bad at all, considering how cheap SSDs are now.
It looks like that. So it's in the TAC 512 gig.
I wonder how much they paid for it.
I didn't. Oh my god.
Oh wow,
red.
that was very brutal. It's actually red.
I think it's red.
The listing definitely wasn't red.
I am just.
Oh wow.
I didn't have a knife. Okay.
Did you not care about the box whatsoever?
Wow, it's red. It's like a maroon.
Yeah, it's
not as bright as that.
It's kind of cool. I mean, it's a little shiny.
It's like an orangey red, yeah.
But it says it's the 512 gig, it's the SA100, so it's probably really slow. I do like that it actually says Q2 2023, so this is a brand new drive. Yeah, I'm excited to see how this thing works. I don't think it'll be too bad. I mean, this isn't the most unnamed brand company there is. We've definitely seen worse.
They were $28.
Yeah, that's
$28
price, actually.
Yeah. $28 for a 500 gig. Okay. Not bad, not bad.
Now, if you watch some of the benchmark videos we do on the channel, this graphics card will look familiar. This is the R7 360, which we picked up for $40. It can be easily had for 30 or 40 bucks. 2 gigs of VRAM, performs a little bit slower than an R.
So we are getting thrown back in time, bro. The R7 3060. Now that was a mid-end GPU when it launched. Like by today's standard, that's going to struggle to run games. Older titles, MOBAs, like games like Counter-Strike, stuff like that, probably be fine. But trying to run any AAA game at like 1080p will struggle. It might be able to do something like 720. But again, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it performs. Bear in mind the Xbox Series S for about $50 more will do a solid 1080p gaming performance across the board for the most part. Even in AAA game titles. Obviously, some of those will be at 30 frames and stuff like that, but we'll see. Obviously, I had my original, very first gaming PC when I was at college. Had what was it? An RX? No, was it the R8? I can't remember. It was a 280X. I can't remember if it was it the R8 280X or something. So it was the generation before the 300 series, but it was obviously a slightly better performing GPU because it was the 280X, and that was solid at the time. Again, that was like back in like when that's about 2013, 14. This must have been, yeah, about 2013. And that was like I was playing like Minecraft on it. I was playing older Call of Duty games. I was playing, what else was I playing? A mix of different games back then. But yeah, I mean, at the time that was running games at ultra at 1080p. That was a very fun experience. Obviously nowadays, to be fair, my original card might be better performing than the 300 or 3060, I would imagine, right? Even though it's a generation older, but obviously the 280X is quite a big jump from the 3060, I would imagine.
RX 460, which can be had for about $40 to $50, but this is a very capable card that we think paired with the i5 will be good for your games like Fortnite, Valorant, CSGO, mainly esports titles. Not going to be diving into the war zones out there, but with a $200 custom gaming PC, I really only hope to play esports titles. Now this is a great example.
Exactly. If you are going into this thinking it will actually like be comparable to, because like even Warzone on like the Xbox Series, the new Series X, the new Series S, sorry, would probably do 60 frames at 1080p, right? I'm guessing. I don't know.
of do as I say, not as I do, because this is a used power supply deal. This right here was an EVGA 450 BT, which isn't a great power supply to begin with, but it is a used power supply. I was buying all this stuff on eBay, and I was like, let's just throw everything into one cart. Don't have to worry about different retailers. That's where I got the SSD, the GPU, and the combo and everything from. I think this power supply, I'm gonna verify the price, because for a $200 bill, we really had to work with some stuff. This was $30. $30, which is not that much of a deal because you could get some like Thermaltake smart power supplies for a little over $30, so you might as well buy new if you're gonna go that route. But these at least have decently nice cables, and it looks like they use like a bread tie. I don't know what they're using this bread tie for to hold the cables together.
Plus,
but you know what?
it could be worse.
We got that going for us.
I don't know.
And altogether,
the
this will
used
work out
part
to
is
be
scary.
good for a, well, more than capable PC, but with 450 watts. And it's all gonna go inside one of our favorite cases. Shout out DIY PC, which stay subscribed, by the way. We have a very interesting DIY PC.
To be fair, though, with what my expectations of how this will perform, it'll be a very good first entry level, extreme budget PC. Just to give you the idea of what PC gaming is like. Obviously, it won't be the best experience, and you won't be able to play like new AAA games. Like he said, it's going to be either really old games and like esports games and MOBAs. Obviously, you're not going to be able to go out there and chuck in Cyberpunk or, like he said, like Warzone and stuff like that on this PC. This is, I reckon that the PC might catch fire trying that.
Case coming to the channel really soon. This one right here, I can't remember the model number. It is the ARGB Q8BK. Because, yeah, it's the Q8BK. And it has an RGB front, no fans up front, only one RGB fan in the back. It's very basic and it's DIY PC. It's a very cheap case that I could find on eBay, and they also sell on Newegg as well, but it does come with tempered glass, which is actually kind of a plus. Most of these cases come with acrylic, but I think this case was like $40, so pretty good
I
for
actually
a
don't
$40.
mind. I don't mind the case. The case could be so much worse. $40. I don't know if you could find better out there. Again, I've not looked at buying a new PC recently, not in quite a while. I got my PC start of COVID till 2020. But I'm not gonna lie, for $40, that case doesn't look bad at all. Like, it's not gonna look bad at all. Chuck some RGB in there, you couldn't tell. Yeah, it's a cheaper case, but like, it doesn't look bad at all, especially with that tempered glass panel.
Case, and I think it will house all our parts nicely, and hopefully everything works the way it's supposed to, and we can play some games. Let's do it. All right, gamers, we now have this $200 PC all loaded up and ready to go, and we are in Fortnite. And these are the settings we are running. We put a frame rate limit of
He's put a frame rate limit on for interesting, but like I doubt it will hit the frame rate cap anyway. 1080p, and from those settings, they're looking down here. Obviously, he'll probably explain them, but they're looking like on the lower scale, definitely on the low end. But it is a 3060, so what can you expect? And obviously, a 4th Gen i5 is going to be a painful one. But who knows? It could perform really well.
120, but in all honesty, we're probably not going to reach that very often. We're running pretty much low settings performance mode, and it's not that bad. Realistically, Fortnite, I looked back at some of our old PC build guides from back in the day. Fortnite has just become a bit harder to run the past few years, especially on lower settings. And the fact that this combination of an R7 360 and 4460 is not amazing is definitely going to limit it a bit. But as long as we get close to 60 FPS, I would consider that a win. And the other games we will be testing,
40 frames.
the performance will be
Dropping though
solid,
can kill frames, even for my PC.
Yeah, it's a $200.
I remember there was points where my 6900 XT, which is obviously a 3090 comparable GPU, that for some reason Fortnite on AMD cards is a bit funky, especially with all these new updates. Obviously, they do a lot of graphical updates for Fortnite, and it has gotten a lot harder to run from Fortnite now to Fortnite a couple years ago. Even a few years ago, and obviously every generation they do try and make little tweaks and that. But I've always found, especially on AMD cards, Fortnite can be a bit iffy. I've never had a Nvidia GPU. I have, actually, it's a lie. I have a 1050 Ti in my streaming PC, but I don't know how that would equate to, like, I've always found AMD, at least on Fortnite, a little bit temperamental at times.
PC. Realistically, should you build a $200 PC unless you're playing anything other than like Valorant, CSGO, and Minecraft? Probably not, but you know what? We decided to do it for the sake of a challenge, and hopefully the FPS gets a little bit better. We'll see. The FPS is not great. We're currently bottlenecked by the R7 360. It's 2 gigs of VRAM, and
it's almost at the 60s. It's 5045, so obviously it's not going to be the best performance. But as I said, for an entry-level PC, especially for a young child that obviously you don't want to blow loads of money on, especially if you don't know if they're going to like it or whatever, this would be a good entry fee. And especially for someone who's never played a PC and they're not used to high level refresh rates and all that anyway, they'll probably enjoy this still. Like, obviously, you know, I have younger siblings and like, you know, and from what because obviously I try and get them involved with PCs as well, and my little sister doesn't really notice the difference between high refresh rate, low refresh rate, and all that, and jittery and even laggy sometimes. She doesn't really understand what's going on, and she's, you know, she's like, what, 11? My little brother, he's 16. He definitely gets it now, but he's been playing PCs now for a little while. He went from Xbox to PC, and he's definitely starting to get it now. That's why I recently got the RX 6750 XT, which is a solid GPU.
A card that does not have driver support anymore is probably going to hinder us a little bit, but FPS is settling down a little bit. It is kind of jarring that in some spots it gets up to 80 to 90, and in some spots like high 100s. Did I not pick up that gun? I swore I did, but I guess I did.
It's inconsistencies. I've never got it on Fortnite. I get that too sometimes. It's weird. Getting 120 frames though in this certain
they took my kill.
situation.
How dare
Obviously, the response time there, 10 ms, isn't brilliant, but it's not. You know, could be worse.
Oh no!
Again, 90 frames.
Ah!
Why does he look like a bloody Spartan? Is that a Spartan? No shot.
All right, let's hot drop again. Let's go Citadel. Oh, got him. Ah! Oh my God, that dude just unloaded on me. How did that even happen? That was absolutely insane. But hey, Fortnite, I would say it's playable, not too shabby. Getting 60 plus FPS most of the time. For 200 bucks, I don't think you can really complain too much, and the performance is pretty good, temperatures are pretty solid. So let's switch to another game, Valorant,
honestly,
which runs on pretty...
Other than it being a bit inconsistent, like, again, that's not a bad... Like, if you can try, obviously the best experience right there would be a smooth 60. But like, that's not bad at all. Not bad at all.
Much anything, but we're just going to show you guys, for those who think, oh, well, you can't build a PC for $200, I can play games. We'll show you that you can play some Valorant.
We're playing Valorant. We're doing a good old team deathmatch.
1080p as well.
Like 50 million people in it, and I decided to kind of go like a
medium settings.
Medium settings, but everything else is pretty much off. Which honestly, you could definitely optimize a little better than this.
180 frames.
Honestly, you're getting close to 200 FPS at times, but the milliseconds are surprisingly a bit lower than I thought. I was expecting it to kind of be in the 10 range, but at times we're getting to 3 to 4.
Yeah, the only thing that can make this better is if we had a nice high refresh rate monitor that we were getting on, you know?
And I was complaining about that during Fortnite. I was like, the FPS is pretty decent, but it just doesn't feel smooth. Oh, yes.
Big old deathmatch match right there.
Damn, that's solid. I forget how easy Valorant... I'm not playing Valorant in a minute, but Valorant's such an easy game to run.
Yep.
You don't need a crazy PC to play these sort of games at all. This is a $200 entry-level, very budget, old PC using old parts. And they're getting 100... I'd say... I think I haven't seen it go below 150 frames. And it's between like, let's say 150 to 200, like, across the board.
Oh, man.
That's solid. That's a solid performance. In a game like Valorant, which is a new game-ish. You know, that's been a game's only been out a couple years.
Oh my... Are they all just sitting in corners? One kill remaining. You! It's because the Mountain Dew hasn't hit the bloodstreams yet, guys. That's what's happening.
Yes.
That's the problem. Well, that's Valorant. It runs good, though. Yeah.
It's running amazingly
really
well.
good. The milliseconds were great. Game ran great. We could probably run like high settings if we wanted to, honestly. So let's go to the next one.
Built-in benchmark time. Woo!
All right, guys, we just got done benchmarking our $200 gaming PC.
Rainbow Six Siege. So 1080p. Again, that's going to be a harder game to perform because that was a bit more of a mainstream game. Older title again, but it's a solid game. I love Rainbow Six Siege. I don't know if you ever watched me back in the day play it, but I used to stream it all the time. 1080p medium settings. Average FPS at 83. That's solid.
which already feels weird enough to say, but what's even weirder is the fact that we were able to play our esports titles at pretty respectable settings, usually low, medium settings, and getting over 100 FPS most of the time. Obviously, AAA titles, we don't really suggest building this machine for, but if you can tweak some settings enough and make sure you don't have a lot running in the background, you can probably play
GTA
some AAA
5, yeah.
titles.
Yeah, the main idea with this system is if you're someone who, like most...
Again, it'll run stuff like GTA, but again, it'll run at definitely playable frame rate, but you gotta remember GTA is a very old game by today's standards. So as long as you're thinking, if you want to play AAA game, as long as it's older games, you could probably get away with it still, 100%. It's just like newer AAA games, like Cyberpunks and stuff like that. No.
Most gamers out there play the basic titles like CSGO, Valorant, Minecraft, Fortnite, and some other esports titles. You really don't need to spend much more than something like this if you're on a tight budget. So if you're going to build a PC like this yourself, check those links down below. They will be affiliate links. They will help us out. Let us know what you think of this $200 PC in 2023, and let us know if there's any cool deals you all snagged to create some awesome budget PCs this year.
So as always, we hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, check out our other two YouTube channels and also our Twitch.
All right, guys, if you have enjoyed this, make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you're new. Obviously, I will link this video down below so you can check it out without me talking and blabbering about it. It was very interesting. You know, as a solid build, like I said, for someone who's either considering about going into PC gaming, or doesn't want to spend crazy money, you could start off here with this and then maybe sell it and buy an actual PC if you really like it. It'll give you an idea. But obviously, it's not going to be the best experience, especially if you want to play newer games. So you are better off saving a bit more money and getting something a lot more solid. Like, you know, like this, again, this PC will play older titles, older AAA titles, and then esports titles and MOBAs and stuff like that fine. As we saw Valorant, it crushed Valorant. 100 average, like probably about 175 frames. That's nuts. That's nuts. And for me, I didn't expect it to do that well. I'm not gonna lie, but it did. And again, guys, if you have enjoyed this, make sure you do leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see all of you beautiful people in the next reaction video. Peace.